Before we get going, I just wanted to show a little swim test action on the cotton cordell lipless crankbait that I had dipped in the hot chartreuse plastic a couple of videos ago. So I was real surprised by the swim action because the plastic had made it bulge out in the middle, and me and a few people in the comments weren't too sure that it was actually gonna perform, but it does. It gave it a new action. Now instead of a tight wobble, it has a wide swing to it, almost a hunting type swim. So pretty cool. Got off. Damn. Here's the BTS bluegill, and this is the one I did a few videos ago where I swapped the brass weight that BTS sells for lead sinkers that I bought from Walmart, and they do just fine. So if anybody has this mold and they feel like they have to use the BTS brass weights, you don't. I say go to Walmart, buy you some lead sinkers. Hey y'all, welcome back to Hook&Reel Fishing. Before we get rolling on the lure making today, I just wanted to show y'all this. This is the 7¼ inch England AI open pour mold. So I wanted to try something different, something I've never seen done before. This was my first go at it, so prototype, it's not so pretty, but I got some things figured out, and my next one will be a whole lot better. So what we got going on in here is just a wire harness I bent and stuck some rings on and some treble hooks. So this is what a normal rig would look like. Just slap you a owner beast hook in there and swim it along. So right here you'll notice there's a weight on the bottom of the hook to keep it stable. I also have weights in here. They are connected to the wire harness. I think I have 2 of them in there, and I just use those kind that just pinch onto your line. I can't think of the name of them, but you just pinch them onto your line like whenever you go on bluegill fishing. So yeah, it works. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of Coreshot molds that I have. from England AI. This is, I believe, a 7-inch speedtail type worm. And here's the Phantom, like a dual tail grub. Then we have the stickworm. The first thing that we're going to want to do, step one, is going to be pull these rods out. And then we just want to get a little bit of worm oil and just kind of throw some on there. And just kind of get them all oiled up fairly good. That way when we go to pull the casing off of it, it'll make that process a whole lot easier. Then stick her together and either use the supplied clamping method or your C-clamps or ratcheting clamps, or if you're super fancy, the pneumatic clamp. And then since it's pretty chilly out here, I'm gonna throw this up on the pancake griddle to warm up, and we will start building our color now. Okay, and first up for the shell color, I think we're just gonna go with a smoke, a very, very, very light black tint. So we're probably talking like 1 drop to start. All right, so right before I went to go shoot, I decided let's throw some flash in it. Some fine silver holographic, just to give it a little something. We'll try a 1/4 teaspoon first. See what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's a lot. That is going to work out just fine. All right, let's pop that back in the microwave. Get her warmed up in. All right, so we are looking at about 350. Let that chill for a second while I find my glove. Now shoot it fairly moderate speed, a little on the slower side, I guess. And then we're just gonna kind of hold a little pressure, just arm's weight, nothing major. Not trying to do no push-ups on it. As you can see, it is very clear and very sparkly. So in the cup, looks pretty dark on the sides. And on the injector, very translucent. Just a slight smoke hint. Exactly what we wanted. Keep it topped off. Let that sit. And we'll open it up for the next step. Alright, so while we wait on the next color to warm up and we can build it, somebody just gave me this. It is shark jerky. Haven't tried it yet, but coincidentally, I'm drinking a land shark. So, and I'm doing fishing stuff. Not fishing for sharks, although some of my favorite things are, oh my goodness, what are you fishing for? Sharks? When they see a 7-inch lure. Nope, just some big ass bass. Alright, let's give the shark a taste. Mm. Yeah, it's fishy. A little sweet. Funny enough, I'm not the biggest fish eater, so I think I'll stick with beef jerky. Glad that don't taste like fish. Hot pink from Lure Works. I think to start off with, I'm going to throw some of this red rum in there. This is a dip your car color. It is actually a pigment that is made for painting cars. Pretty expensive considering how much you get. And we're just going to go, since we want more of a pink, I'm looking for a pearlescent look also. We're going to just sprinkle probably about a 16th in there. We don't want it to be too red. We're looking for a pink. Just want it to have a little awesomeness to it. Not just be a bland pink color. See how that's got that nice pearlescence look. Let's see. Let's go with 5 to begin with. See what that looks like. I've only used this once before and it wasn't a main color. I was using it more for a highlight. So Not really too sure how much to use here. It's going to be more than that. This isn't an exact recipe I'm going to be writing down, so we'll just drop some in there. Ooh. And when you're doing a core, you want it pretty opaque so it'll shine through. Oh yeah, it is. Still pretty on the red side. Ooh, that wind's blowing. It is pretty hot pink. Gonna warm it back up, and I think I'm gonna throw some snow shine in there to lighten it up. I am really digging that color. I actually think we're gonna drop a little bit more in there. Get it a little darker. I don't know if this is picking up, but you can see the pearl effect from the dip your car colors in there. And we'll just throw about a few drops in there. Kind of soften it up a little bit. That is actually still very translucent. So over here on the clean one, you can tell it's translucent, but doesn't look that much. But on top of this black plastic that was sewn here, it is still very translucent. So I don't know if this is just a translucent color. I need to put a little bit more in there. It tells you on the website the opaqueness of it. I just don't remember. Much darker. And I think we're going to hold right there. So, pretty happy with that pink. Alright, we'll heat this up and get it through the vacuum chamber. While we're doing all that, we'll take care of those. Because there's still a lot more work to go. Alright, so our next step is to address these, get them ready. So when you open it up, what you will get is this. What I like to do is just pinch them off, and I'll pull them off the rod. And then you're left with this. See how it's hollow in the middle? That is where our core color will go through. You always want to make sure that you can completely see through it, because if it's obstructed in any way, your Coreshot will not go all the way through it. All right, and then you want to get these back in here as perfectly as you can. These aren't all that difficult to do, but if you have a little trouble getting the tails in there, you can always shoot a little wormhole on it. They'll just glide right in. Do that to every one of them. Make sure they're set in there perfectly. I always like to just give them little taps. Make sure they're seated. And then we'll take the top part. And this is the most important part. Make sure it's fully seated in. Again, you can put a little oil on them. Just want to make sure there's no cracks. It's all nice and sealed up. Good and tight. And then you're ready. Alright, so we are about ready. So whenever I shoot the cores, I always like to go no lower than 350. And we're coming in right about 366, so perfect. Let's go ahead and run that right fast. And it doesn't take much at all, because all you're just filling the centers. And it's not a lot of plastic at all. Oh, there's that color. That is actually a very, very nice pink. I was a little bit worried because in the cup, it's looking a little borderline purple. But on the end of the injector, that is a nice shade of pink. For some reason, every time I go to crack open a mold, there's always a little voice in the back of my head that says, "Drum roll, please." Anyways, and there we are. And that's what a Coreshot does. A lot of times, this little piece that sticks out right here, you can leave it on and it kind of impedes the action of the little kicker tails. And if you want the most action, you'll take that piece and just pop it off, and it will leave a gap in between them. So you'll get your most action possible out of them. But when I do a Coreshot, I always like to leave it on. So that smoke kind of gives it a dark red look. And then you got that little piece of pink hanging off the back. These came out wonderful. Now there's another way you can do these. And I'll just skip to that step because everything else is the same. I decided to add a little bit more clear plastic to it and kind of lightened it up a lot more so we can see that pink through the shell. And everything was exactly the same except for on this one. We're going to clip the pinchers off, or the tail, however you want to look at it. We're going to do it right where the tail starts. So all we're left with is this. And this goes back inside the remelt. And then what you're going to do is line it up perfectly with the runner. Then you'll be left with that. So when you shoot the core, now the core is going to come through and form the appendages. And we'll just knock out the rest of these. So then you'll have something that looks like this. Top back on it. Nice and easy. Don't have any appendages to mess with. Alright, let's take a look at these. There you go. Now on these, I would definitely pinch out that middle piece and go with maximum movement. It's because you're not losing any other color. That holographic has got everything in there. Some green, some yellow, some blue, some silver. You got to see purple or violet even, or both. And I know what your next question is going to be. Do I have to use the rod in it? Can it make just a regular old lure?